Top 5 reasons you don't draw. Go on, I've gone and said it.
Here we go.
Top 5 reasons you, down that lens, been trying to hit a draw for years, the reason you don't hit a draw. No other video needs to be made now, this completes it.
Yeah, everyone share it with your friends.
Draw's completed.
Make sure you hit the like button.
Subscribe if you're not subscribed, because we're just about to complete golf.
Yeah.
And if you're already subscribed, ring that bell. But actually there's no
need
point in
to.
ringing
Yeah,
the bell because
what's the
we've completed
point?
golf.
Yeah, done.
So thanks anyway. In those comments down below, what shape shot do you struggle with? Let me know down there. I'd be interested in hearing, are you a fader, a slicer, a drawer, or do you hook it? Hit me up down there, peoples. Strike. Let's start with strike. I'm going to hit a series of shots and I will tell you when I've hit it out the heel, and we'll see what happens to the ball flight. Got Matthew on camera.
Hello.
We're completing golf, Matthew. And Dan at the helmet.
There he is.
At the helm, in control.
Completing golf, love this.
In control of the computer. Right, I'll tell you when I've hit one which I think is a heel miss shot. Oh, victim. This could be a while. Oh yeah, there we go.
That sounded heely.
Yeah, that was a cut. That was a heely, cutty short ball. Right, let's look at those numbers.
Okay. So
Face the path.
face to path on the second to last shot you hit was 4.7 degrees open.
And that's the cuttier of the
Yeah,
two.
so that, and if you look at strike, do you want to see strike
No, what's
on
the
that?
part of the face to path on the second to last, on the last
This
one?
was 4.1 degrees open, so 0.6 difference between those two.
So the face to path on both of those shots were both around 4 to 5 open.
Correct,
within
yeah.
point something of each other.
Yeah.
So they should have the same amount of curvature.
You would think so.
Strikes of the two.
So strikes are the two now. If we go to the first one, you can see there that it's 9 millimeters in the heel and 5 millimeters high on the face.
And that's the bigger cutting shot.
Correct.
And then the second, or the last one?
The last one, we've got it 3 millimeters in the toe and 9 millimeters high.
So same face to path on two shots, both open to the path, so both of them should cut. One cut considerably less than the other, one at the heel, one nearer the middle. If you're not working where you hit the ball into all your equations of your shots, you're going to struggle to understand actually what shot you're hitting from a draw to a fade, any of those ideas. If you want to hit a successful draw, getting it from the middle to the toe side is only going to enhance that curvature. So with my tightest ball, outside of my tightest ball, in my practice sessions, if I wanted to find my strike moving more towards the toe, this is quite a good physical barrier that's going to allow me to try and just deliver that club slightly more my side of the ball to actually learn where this side of the club is. I've had students who've worked so hard on trying to hit draws but always hit it at the heel, get little fades without even them knowing. They feel like they say things like, oh, I was definitely into out on those ones and those kind of ideas with their path, but they're catching it at the heel, ball gears to the right, just can't draw it. Getting it from the middle towards the toe, simple little ideas like that ball outside of the club can really help you find the toe of the club and start moving that ball right to left. Setup.
Setup. So
What reasons do people not draw the ball in our top 5 reasons? You do not draw the golf ball.
So,
How does setup affect it?
So one thing that I see a lot is people assuming that changing their aim with their feet, they think that it will change their path.
Okay, so I aim right, why is that not drawn?
Why is that not drawn? So they're thinking, right, I'm going to aim right with my feet and then I'll hit a draw.
Surely that is true though. Surely if I aim right, my path does go right, does it not?
Yeah. That is not drawn.
That is
right.
cutting.
Look at that. That's annoying.
So what happened
That's
there?
why we've made this video.
Yeah,
That.
that right there. That's a push cut.
Look at it. And what was my part? Oh, it didn't say on that one, unfortunately. 7.5. Oh, did it?
Yeah,
There you go,
7.5 in to
7.5.
out. So your path was in to out. So your aim has helped your path,
Yeah.
but you've not drawn it
No.
because the face path control isn't there. But
Correct.
can you, do your feet
So-
make you swing on that path?
No. So people need to get better at understanding their own path and be aware of how to change it. Because I can aim left, for instance, here, look, like 45 degrees left with my feet, and I can still move my path to the right.
Okay.
Oh, that's what they're looking for.
Line ball, a locky liner.
Oh! And what was that? Into out, 7.1. Yeah, the same as the last one, pretty much, wasn't it?
Yeah, 7.1 into out, and all you've done there is aim 45 degrees left.
Yeah.
So your aim is a vehicle to try and help with your path, but it isn't the answer.
It's not the answer, no. So I'm using it, like people always say, oh, Matt aims too far right in the videos, don't they, if they watch them.
Yeah.
But I'm using it as an assist rather than this does this for me. Because like you see there, move my feet to the left, move it to the right, still move my path to the right.
Set up for me, I see people not adjusting from a longer club to a shorter club. So I see a lot of people standing with the same angles that they would stand to an iron to a driver with. Then that makes it very hard for them to control path, face the path in their setup, those kind of ideas. So if I stand to an iron here, ball more in the middle of my stance, medium iron, I have a certain amount of tilt in my upper body to the right because one hand is lower than the other on the golf club. So naturally this goes below this. But if I move that ball forwards to a driver position, what happens is that tilt becomes a little bit more exaggerated. That tilt allows me to feel like I'm going to hit more from in to out. It assists me in moving my path, which then if the face is playing along, it helps me hit my shapes. I do see a lot of people, so if you look at my driver head there, I've set it up in the middle of my stance and I've got my iron tilts in my body here, okay? What they then do is they then move for the driver that way. They chase for it in their upper body, which then makes their shoulders and body want to point way off to the left. This is fantastic for me if I want to hit out to in, low cuts. I mean, I'll even use those shapes to try and shape the ball from jaws to fade. So jaws, I'm always going to be a little bit more this way, pointing my shoulders to the right.
Yeah.
Fade, I'm going to be straighter, almost pointing my shoulders to the left.
Yeah.
Get amateurs who chase up for that forward ball position in their upper body, or topping cuts all day long. It's a top reason, and it would be in my 5 and is in my top 5 reasons why people do not draw the ball, Matthew.
No.
Path.
Path.
Face to path.
Face to path.
My 2 Padres have come into bat.
Yes.
We're talking path and face to path. So this is two reasons why you do not draw the ball. Right here. 1, 2. Dan, path me up. So path and face to path, so connected, aren't they? They are so intertwined in many ways for students.
Yes.
I reckon you, sir, can make you, sir, swing on a certain path if the agenda is laid down correctly.
So, you, sir, club behind the ball, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. I'm going to do this to your club. Okay. Okay. So that effectively is closing.
Making that
face
face
to
point
path.
left.
Okay. Now I want you to try and find target, please.
So you're not allowed to hit that left?
Not allowed to hit that left. Good effort with that amount of twist.
So you can see that ball is only just slightly left of target. You set that face up at 20 degrees left. The path is 6.8 into out, when normally your path down would be what?
About 2 degrees into out.
So he forced you to be more into out there by setting the agenda of trying to hit target. I would say that's a pretty fair agenda that most people play day in, day out.
Yeah.
And then giving you a rule around how you have to start with the face. So you could think of that in different ways. Start with the face like this, or the face is moving this way as it swings. We're just putting it in as a demonstration. So can you make him swing out to in?
Yeah. You can go the other way, can't you? Now do it. Find target.
Now do it.
Totally different trajectories.
Very different shots, but again, not far off the line.
Good effort again.
Oh, wow.
8.1.
And now your path is out in 8.1. So you're basically manipulating path massively there between the two of you.
Yep.
By changing that face to path.
Yeah.
I have also changed the loft, which is changing the ball flights there and the heights of them, but
And yardage,
essentially that face to path is changing, which is causing you to move that path to try and find target.
Yeah.
And I've done this with students for years, actually, where they say to me, you know, you get those lessons, I just can't hit in to out. And I think, But there's top 5 reasons why you don't do that, sir.
There's the end of all videos there, whether we've already done.
And I do exactly what you did there. Get that face pointing way left, and then just tell them they can't hit left. They hit one straight left.
Yeah.
And then their brain kind of, oh, I see, you're not allowed to do that. Oh, okay. And they go, well, am I allowed to do this? And I say, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do to make sure that ball doesn't go left to target. And then they start doing these things, and the ball goes out and draws back, and they look at you like, oh, I've never drawn it.
Genius.
But then they do say, well, I can't play like that. And I say, I agree, but there's the reason why you can't draw it. I'm going to go in my top 5 reasons why you can't draw it right there. Because if your face isn't controlled to your path, you're, like Dan proved, you're not allowed to hit the shape you want if it's set to the face always open to a path rule. Is it?
Yeah.
Because all you're going to do is do Matt's shot earlier, which is pop it this one.
Yeah, that big.
This popper. We should never delete this. You should be able to leave these on screens forever, so when students come in, you say, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Person on the range, watching the top 5 reasons you don't draw this video, the ultimate,
The end
trying
of
to
videos.
complete golf.
Yeah.
What would you do to help them? So we've got that drill there where you can get the face way closed at the start, but obviously that's quite a brutal. What other things could they do to control face the path?
So we could talk about wrist angles.
Talk to me.
So top of the backswing, you can start to see that I can get a little bit of a cupping of the wrist. Okay, see this a lot with players.
Yeah.
But then you can also move it the other way, so feel like it's almost bowing the wrist there slightly, and you can see that as I do that, I'm massively changing the face position at the top of my golf swing.
So you're basically doing up there dynamically what Matt did, I guess, at the start, aren't you?
There, yeah, twisting that loft on and off, closing that face the path, open and closing it. Brilliant.
So I want you to go to the range, and I want you to hit 5 shots in each position for us. So really feel like you're bowing the wrist, sort of Dustin Johnson, really get it right over there.
So as much as you can.
As much as you can.
So you hit one like that, so you want 5 shots like that.
5 shots like this.
And in theory that's going to turn like it is, off to the left.
Usually goes down the left hand side. And then I want you to try it the other way. So I want you to feel like you're going to cup the wrist at the top now. So really feel like it's moving over this way a little bit more.
So extend that wrist.
Extending it, yeah. And then try and hit 5 shots from that position.
Not trying to hit target, just hitting them, just using their swing.
Absolutely, just hit the shots and then just get a feel of what feels like a bow, what feels like a cupping effect, and then just see what happens to the ball flight. Don't try and change anything, just see what happens. And then the third thing I want you to do is try and find kind of a happy medium ground between those 2 positions, and I want you to hit 5 shots from there as well.
Okay.
So once you've done all 5 shots with each wrist positions, I want you to think about which one gives you the most consistency, which one gives you the ball flight that you're looking for. And then I want you to use that feeling in that wrist position to then go away and practice it and work on it in your practice sessions.
So why would they be different though? That's confusing because often people want a certain set pattern, like my wrist should be there. Dan's saying he wants you to play
How you grip it.
Yeah, how you
That's
start.
how you change it, yeah. So people are all going to hold the club differently. Okay, if you've got a strong grip, you might if old Jim gets told to bow his wrist massively with a really strong grip, then he's just going to be hitting low hooks. So we don't want Jim to be bowing his wrist too much. He might want to be slightly cupped even to get that perfect draw. So it all starts with the grip.
What I like about that, Dan, as well, with that drill, is it's dynamic. So what I've done with students is they come, and you're going, so they've got the face always open to a pass, so you're trying to flatten wrist angles. And I push them, I'm like, I want you to be DJ, like your first example. And they do that, and you get these lovely little draws. And I say, go away and practice that, and let's see where that ends up. And they come back a month later, a week later, a day later, however long it takes them, depending on how much they practice. And they're singing everything, because they are actually now DJing it. Where when we originally said it, they were going from very extended to flat, perfect. So the reason doing all 3, like Dan's saying there, is so brilliant is because learning golf is dynamic. It changes. Where you feel that you'll have to DJ one day you might DJ the next day, that'll interpret as flat. It's the reason you do all 3 is to really work out in the situation of the time, so a period of time. For that month, I feel like I'm DJing and that's giving me the best results, or it's slightly overturning, I'm gonna go back to my middle ground now. It's arming yourself with those weapons that will help you get the shape you need. Loft.
This isn't the last of the best video.
This is
it ends
the
every
top.
video.
This is the top of the 5 of the top 5.
Oh.
Loft is one of the reasons you don't draw it. So this is Dan. Say hello, Dan.
Hello, everybody.
I think Dan should have another name like Jeff, because we've got Bob and Jim.
Yeah, well,
Jeff.
so Dan's trying to hit a draw. Did that ball draw?
No.
You can see the blue string there.
No.
Straight to
Just
cutting.
straight
Yeah.
to cutting.
Try
Yeah.
again, Dan. I want a draw, please.
That's a duff.
That's drawing.
That's drawing.
It's a drop kick.
Yeah, but it's drawing. So you have managed to draw. So out of the last 2 shots,
Yeah.
you've got one carrying what? 104, I think that's coming speed.
Yeah,
One
107 carry.
107.
Yeah.
The one before that, I'm sure, was carrying further. I mean, look at how anti-functional that shot is.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work, does it?
So one more, I want draw with that club from that place.
Trying
No.
hard here.
Yeah.
No,
That's it.
that's
That
cutting.
is cutting.
So basically, Dan is hitting a driver off the deck there.
Mhm.
He has got a 9.5 driver off the deck. There is not enough loft for him to hit a functional draw that successfully. Now Dan can do it. We tried earlier, and
Yep.
you can actually do it. Can you? Got to do one now where you're really trying to hit a functional draw, but it's pushing him right to his limits, and that is built around the speed that Dan delivers and his ability to strike the ball. That's a good effort. The driver.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And that is a proper
That's a good one.
functional driver off
Yeah.
the deck. How often would you use that shot in a competition round?
Not very often. To be fair, it depends again on the golf course and the situation that I'm in, but in 10 rounds, maybe once at the max.
So now try and hit a driver off the deck as good as you can. So when we push down to his limits with off the floor loft, that's a great shot.
That's a good shot.
Driver off the deck.
Yeah.
He's choosing, and it's a subconscious choice, isn't it?
Definitely.
I guess to fade it.
I'm just aiming, I'm almost like eliminating the left side of the golf course, trying to allow it to just drift back to from left to right.
If I want a face closing to a path, if I was going to turn it around the axis of the shaft this way, then basically I'm going to take loft off.
You haven't got much on there.
Whatever club I'm starting with, subject to my speed, if I'm going to take loft off, it's going to hurt me. So one of the reasons I see a lot of people struggling to hit draws is they're using lofted clubs that aren't really helping them hit a draw. They're doing what Dan did there, which is working out that the fade actually gives them a more functional shot. Making sure your drivers are lofted correctly for your swing speed is huge. Making sure what clubs you're hitting from the deck. For Dan, we have to push into his driver. My daughter, Fanula, I could go, 3-wood off the deck would be pushing her to her limits before everything just starts really leaking out to the right. There's a great place for people to start adding 16-degree 3-woods, getting 4-woods as 3-woods, making sure your hybrids have enough loft, making sure your drivers have enough loft to allow you to have a bit of leeway to draw that ball, to get that face closing to the target. Watch this. So Dan's now in a draw, exactly the same club, exactly the same loft. Ball's on the tee, and he can sling that club easily.
Easy.
So we're looking here at dynamic loft delivered. Dan, when the ball was on the tee with the same lofted club, didn't change the lofted club, he was able to deliver 19, nearly 20 degrees of loft to the ball. When the ball was on the ground, when it is functional cut, he got 14 degrees of loft delivered, so pretty good effort, but nowhere near the 19, near 20. And when he tried to hit his draw, he was under 10 degrees of loft delivered. Not enough loft for him to hit a good functional draw. He can do it again because he's got speed, but as soon as you start dialing speed back, if I ask Dan to swing, we're swinging at 112 miles an hour. If I ask him to swing at 100 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, your average Joe kind of swinging speed, he isn't getting that in the air at all. Loft's going to be his friend. If you want to hit draws, you've got to make sure your clubs are helping you, and loft is the first place I would look. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps. Down in that comment section below, as always, let me know if any of these tips help. If they don't, let me know why they haven't helped. Also down in that comment section, why don't you let me know what you would like us to tackle next? The top 5 reasons you don't what? Down there. Go like blankety blank. The top 5 reasons you don't blank. fill the blank down there.